Men's and women's swimming soars with major individual and squad wins across all distance events. Hello, I'm Anna Gomez, and there's a glare in here.
Yeah, I'm Jake Smolinski. Men's basketball drops homecoming in the most devastating upset ever witnessed while clinching wins in their last 2 games. What is happening? You're watching LaSalle TV's home for Explorer Athletics, SportsLine.
The SportsLine. The Explorers across all courses, pools, and courts posted huge successes over the holiday weekend, and we break it down in the recaps.
And later, men's women's basketball build a momentum as we enter the grind of the season. We're talking the key players from both squads.
But first, let's take a look at what went down this past week for our athletes. Men's cross country paced the season at the IC4A championships, where Bradley Hewer, Andrew Gorsuch, and Nick Lefevre all ran the 8K course, placing 4th for the team and earning themselves all East honors. It was Hewer who took control of the race and finished with a time of 26 minutes and 2 seconds. He was the first Explorer to cross the finish line in 6th place. Gorsuch and Lefevre were the last 2 blue and gold athletes to complete the course in the top 25. Both Explorers notched the clock in just under 27 minutes, with Gorsuch landing in 21st and Lefevre in 25th.
Right before the holiday, women's swimming and diving competed with Penn, and a remarkable effort was made by the Explorers as they took home 5 first-place finishes. Hannah Elliott, Madeline Kolsch, and Rory Kearns finished 1, 2, and 3 for a sweep in the 500 free. And moving on to the 100 fly, LaSalle rounded out the top 3 as Emily Walbert, Peyton Griffin, and Julia Mann were placed respectively up next in the 200 IM. And sophomore Colin Kessinger touched the wall first, with Danielle Thomas and Mary Harrington behind Kessinger as they placed among the top 3. And onto the diving board, Sydney Zappo led for the 1-meter dive for another first-place finish for the year.
For the men, the Explorers posted top finishes all around. The Explorers won 6 events this week and did especially well in the short distance races. Freshman Marcus Forsgren was the first to swim his way to victory in the 100 backstroke, finishing in 58.6 seconds. Sam Abshala also sprinted to success in the 50 free. In the 200 IM, Jakub Bartoszewicz had a lengthy 6-second finish over second with a time of 1 minute 58 seconds. The 200 relay team of Noren Gregory, Marcus Forsgren, and Sam Abtala and Cameron Fadley tag team to snag first in 1 minute 25 seconds. In diving, Jalen Yasitz continued his victory tour of the 1-meter dive, taking first, while Blake Griffin won the 3-meter.
And the women's basketball team left PA for the first time this season on November 17th to verse the Bronx of Rider University. And Rider entered the matchup undefeated while the Explorers were looking to notch their first win of the 2016 campaign. And things looked dismal for the blue and gold out of the gate after falling behind 26-12. Although after outscoring the Bronx in the second and third quarters, hope still remained. LaSalle trimmed their deficit to just 6 points midway through the third, but Rider would refuse to rest easy. In the end, the Bronx saddled away victorious 74-61, and Amy Griffin led all scorers with 25 points. But finally, the women broke their losing streak with a beautiful win against American on November 20th. At home at the Gola, LaSalle came out to a solid start, scoring 19 points in the first quarter. You can see Amy Griffin right there, but led by Jasmine Alston making a strong push, who scored most of her points in that first period. LaSalle faltered in the second as American began to come back, but Micaiah Owens started playing tough, hitting some threes, and held the team together. And Amy Griffin pretty much played a key role in this game, drawing fouls and breaking up American momentum. And as the fourth quarter struck, the American Eagles tied the game at 49 with around 6 minutes left. Micaiah Owens then hit a key layup to spark a 5-1 run, and Amy Griffin sealed the deal with a pair of foul shots. This marks the first win of the season for the women, with Alston, Owens, and Griffin all hitting double digits. And as you take a look over here, you're going to see a beautiful shot from Anemone Shield. Nice 3-pointer. And right here, you're going to watch Jasmine Alston as she chases this girl down and just lays into her, drawing the smart foul. And once again, breaks the ankle. Watch this in slow motion as Jasmine Alston breaks the ankle. Oh, she's sitting down. She's not getting back up. And right there for a beautiful jumper. And then if taking a look over here, that is the splat cam for Salle University taking a hard fall. And Amy Griffin right here making a very, very clean run. beautiful. And as you watch right over here, Micaiah Owens taking a look, and one of the best, just one of the best layups I've seen in a while, just looking through 4 defenders and just laying it up. Beautiful. And once again, first win of the season for the women. I'm excited.
Thanks, Jake. Coming off their close win over American, the team traveled to Wilmington, North Carolina for the UNC Thanksgiving Classic over the holiday weekend. Their first game was on the 26th against Miami, Ohio University, and what a sweet one it was for the Explorers. Riding the successes of senior Jasmine Austin, who recorded her second career triple-double with 15 points, 18 rebounds, and 12 assists, the Explorers outscored the Red Hawks in 3 out of the 4 quarters en route to a 79-70 victory. Amy Griffin again led all scorers with 23 points, while Adriana Miller added 16. And the following afternoon, LaSalle took on the hosts of the tournament, UNC, with the hopes of bringing themselves back to 500. Within no time, it became clear that the women had some very good turkey on Thanksgiving, as LaSalle dominated the first half, heading into the locker room with a comfortable 7-point lead. UNC Wilmington gave the blue and gold a bit to worry about in the third quarter, but were quickly stymied in the fourth, where LaSalle set a program record for the fewest points allowed in a single quarter, only giving up 6 points in the frame. The women coasted to a 64-48 victory, again behind the strong play of Griffin and Austin.
And on the final day of November, the women's basketball squad took on the Villanova Wildcats in their second Big Five match for the year. And riding a 3-game winning streak, and with 2 more wins than the Wildcats, things look promising for the Explorers, but Villanova would not be taken lightly on their home court. And at the end of the first half, a closely fought one to boot. The teams were knotted up at 24. In the second half, the Big Five rivals traded leads before the Wildcats firmly took grasp, and LaSalle tried to close the gap in the final minutes of play, but could not catch a break from Nova's free throw shooters, losing 52-49. The loss makes LaSalle 0-2 in Big Five play this season. And now, we move on to men's basketball. We're talking the homecoming game versus Texas Southern. Now listen, it's not that we expect that men's basketball is going to pull off a win every homecoming, but when your team is leading by 10 points with 45 seconds left, you sort of just, I don't know, hope that things will continue to go our way. And I don't know, maybe I'm asking too much, but let's take a look. All right, so honestly, things were weird from the start when Texas Southern jumped out to a pretty horrifying 10-point lead right midway through the first half. But the game didn't exactly start too horribly, and you see Yevgen over here just notching his classic reverse move. But this is where you start seeing a bit of a momentum change, and this is what sparked just a terrible run. Just that simple dunk, that's all it took. And then you see right there, Jordan Price, no idea, just hitting off the side of the backboard. Confusing. But right there, that was one of the best layups in this early part of the game, and you're going to see Pookie Powell here make another run. Nice, quick, just aggressive playing. And we're just seeing LaSalle making these runs through 4 defenders just to try to get to the hoop. And right there, Tony Washington with a nice quick layup, playing smart. And then right here, JP, just again, no idea where the ball was leaving his hand from half the time. But right there, Cleon Roberts came in, notched a beautiful 3-point shot. And as this started going on, BJ Johnson, he was really the one who was leading our team. And as you kind of see there, just way too much confusion in the rebounding. None of our big men were playing up top. Here's Cleon again, beautiful 3. And he came in off the bench and shot 6 for 6 from the floor for 16 points. But right here, this is where the game just got drastic. We only have a couple of seconds left, and Pookie Powell makes a look for it, goes up, and blows the dunk. He flunked the dunk, and that puts us on the chopping block because we had 76-73. And right here, Demetrius Henry, he misses it, and Delani Robinson straight up. Just watching that again, Delani from the floor, brutal. I don't even know what to even do about that one. Yikes. But yeah, we lost the game that day, 76-74. And just to kind of wrap everything up, BJ Johnson, 24 points on the day, Cleon, 16. JP only had 8 points. No idea what was going on there, but yeah.
Horrifying. So, with their tails between their legs after the saddest homecoming finale ever witnessed, LaSalle traveled down Broad Street to verse the Drexel Dragons on November 28th. And they recovered. LaSalle defeated Drexel 89-78 in the contest. Senior Cleon Roberts scored a game-high 22 points for the blue and gold in the victory, clinching 6 3-pointers in the game. Fellow senior Jordan Price scored another 20 points for the Explorers, scoring 14 of them in the second half of the game. But just in the first 4 minutes of the game, LaSalle outscored the Dragons 11-5. The Dragons rebounded and came within 1 point of LaSalle's lead, but the Explorers offense took off and outscored Drexel 22-6. Ultimately, the Dragons could not mount another comeback, and the Blue and Gold left Drexel with the second win of their season. And coming off that high, LaSalle welcomed Lehigh on Wednesday, November 30th. Yes, November 30th. It was November 30th. It was expected to be a pretty close match, but Lehigh is a winning team, and they know just how to win. So they're also an athletic team, so it could have gone either way. Let's see the tape. So Lehigh starts out. You just have Tony Washington coming in there. You have
B.J. Johnson with a pretty nice throw, and then you get to see Cleon coming in with another three-pointer. He's been pretty consistent. And right again, Cleon with the massive dunk, really just earth-shattering. And then
look at this!
Oh
my gosh, B.J. Johnson with that just beautiful, beautiful dunk. I mean, that was just, there was so much beauty, so much aggression, just. And you have to say, you saw a few highlights from Cleon. He just palmed that ball right into the net. I mean, it was just stunning. Yeah. Explorers win 89-81 to Lehigh. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. Homecoming was rough, but I feel things are looking up a little bit. So when we come back, we are going to break down the squads and the key performers from the last games. So stay tuned.
Here, host of LaSalle's favorite TV game show, Q&A. I'm here to tell you to keep watching LaSalle TV. It's on 24 hours a day, every day. You know what else is on 24 hours a day, every day? Nothing. Well, maybe some things, but nothing that's as important as LaSalle TV. So keep watching, or else.
Welcome back, and as one of our last episodes before winter break, we wanted to give you a check-in on the basketball players who've been guiding the men's and women's teams to success this season.
To start it off, let's take a look at what the key players for the men's squad have been doing. First, we have B.J. Johnson. The redshirt junior from Syracuse has been the most consistent player by far this season. So let's take a look at some highlights from key player B.J. Johnson. B.J. Johnson, he's averaging 18 points per game, and he hasn't dropped below 16 a game. He's also been the guard he's just really the guard we've been waiting for to iron out Jordan Price, who was our lead scorer last year. They're working together really well. He also has a better consistency in not only field goal percentage, but three-point percentage as well. He's also leading the team in rebounds with an average of 5 points per game. And switching into the forwarding slot has been really perfect for him, and it's really allowing Cleon and JP to step in really, really just seamlessly. Yep. You saw that really, really well with Lehigh.
Yeah, and honestly, as you just kind of see, he's a guy who can not only play down low, but he can also shoot very well from the field, and so I am totally a huge fan of that. So anyway, this brings us to Jordan Price, though. It could be a possibly roll tape. Well, anyway, Jordan Price, this has just been a weird season for Jordan. You know, he's still our top scorer by 1 point, but compared to last year, the three-point consistency and just overall presence has been a bit sloppy. You know, we're still seeing him all over the ground. We're seeing him just kind of, like, it's just days where I'm just like, Jordan, just please don't be a hot mess. But right here, you know, you still see these glimmers of hope as he's nailing, you know, 3 points all over the place, you know. But the thing is, after homecoming, 0 for 6 on threes, 2 for 10, field goal, but he's putting up numbers again, and I can dig it. So
I like that. You know what? I'm excited to see Jay. And you also have to say JP has not been playing the amount of time that he has been playing last year. He's not playing all 35 minutes.
Exactly.
So now let's take it to Cleon Roberts, who is also a key player for men's basketball.
Yeah.
Definitely, he is LaSalle's dark horse. He's a resident senior, or a redshirt senior, and he's a resident senior as well. He's probably not getting the time he expected to get on the court, but when he is in, he has not only been a consistent but clutch playmaker. And we would have been absolutely blown away by Texas Southern if it wasn't for Cleon stepping in with his 16 points and a perfect field goal percentage. He's also been known to show promise behind the line with a absolutely wild, what is this?
.714 percentage for three-pointers. It's gnarly. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness, that is absolutely nuts.
But yes.
This does bring us to the women's team. They've been known to struggle a little bit. They had a rough season last year, but it looks like this year our talent has really been off to a balanced start. Last year we were winless going into December, and we were willing to win. This year we have 3 wins already. And we look capable and rough around the edges, but we are definitely excited to see what happens when we hit the A-10 this upcoming week.
Yes. So first we have to take a start and look at Amy Griffin, and she's a junior guard and forward, and she's been an unbelievable leader on the court, averaging a monstrous 19.7 points per game. She is scary out there. So let's take a look and see how she's been playing. And so Amy Griffin, right here, she's been a grinder for our team. She's been drawing a ton of fouls. She's making the smart plays, makes the important shots. And other than a bit of just a bit of a falter against American, which is really like her only not so solid game, she's been putting up blocks left and right and done a solid job rebounding. She's averaging 8 blocks. I think she has 4 or 5 blocks a game. I don't know. But
she's been blocking.
The way that she's been playing defense and just playing smart, it's giving Micaiah Owens, Anemone Shield, and Adriana Miller to have some serious opportunities to step out there. And you know what? Micaiah, she's been all over the place, but having somebody like Amy Griffin as a distinct leader really gets to, pull it together. And that brings us, though, to Jasmine Alston. And Jasmine, we often forget about her out there, and she's never been the highest scorer for LaSalle, but I would say that she's the reason we have won those games. And she has been the key rebounder on our team, averaging 8.9 per game. And women's basketball comes down to who's controlling the ball, and Alston is controlling it. And she has been a key assist player to Amy Griffin while also just changing the momentum of the game. And you know what? Her 10.3 points per game can't be forgotten either. She's a little bit spotty, but if you just watch the way that she can not only just fire off some nice mid-range jumpers, but also just really just push up in there, she has me sold. Wow. Just overall. And she's been with her squad. And just watch this. This is my favorite. Once again, just chasing her down and just hacking the bejesus out of her. And once again, just for the sake of it, I just love watching her break that girl's ankles. Just fantastic.
She's an athlete.
She's aggressive.
The definition of an athlete.
Yeah.
But that just about wraps it up for us with basketball right now. When we come back, actually, we're not done with basketball because John Vidal is going to hit you with a little bit more basketball. And then Jake's going to give you his picks of the week. Yeah.
Drownings are a leading cause of death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Always watch them in and around water. Properly fence all pools and stay away from drains. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
It's the most natural thing for me to dance, but I was tripping and I was falling and didn't even know what multiple sclerosis was.
When I perform, I really love connecting with people. It's definitely cool to be able to give someone an experience through virtual reality.
Oh my God. I dream sometimes and I see that.
Welcome back. There is plenty of LaSalle sports action this upcoming week, so let's do our homework. Coming off their close loss to Villanova, women's basketball will bump shoulders with Dayton. John Vidal keeps you covered on what you need to know as women's basketball team enters A-10 play. Check it out.
Hi, I'm John Vidal, here to bring you this week's marquee matchup. The women's basketball game at Dayton on Sunday, December 4th at 2 p.m. The team will travel to Dayton, Ohio for their first A-10 match of the season. The Explorers started their season with a 3-game losing streak, but won their most recent 3 games. So they currently sit at 500 with a 3-3 record. Their game against the Flyers is the 4th away game of the season for the Blue and Gold, who currently have a 1-2 record on the road. The Flyers are 2-4 this season. They are 0-1 at home and are currently on a 3-game losing streak. A key to this game for the Explorers is to turn the ball over less. The team as a whole has turned over the ball over 105 times so far this season. Though junior Amy Griffin leads the team in points, she also has a team-high 27 turnover in 6 games played. If the Explorers can cut down on the turnovers, they can create more opportunities for themselves against Dayton. Another key to this game for the Blue and Gold is to defend the Flyers. LaSalle's defense has not been great this season, but Dayton's top scorer only averages 5 points per game. So the Explorers should have no trouble covering the Flyers if LaSalle can play better defense than Dayton. Then they should have no trouble earning their 4th win of the season. 2 key players for LaSalle in this game are junior Amy Griffin and senior Jasmine Alston. Griffin leads the team in points with a total of 122 this season, which averages out to just over 20 points per game. The Start has also played 212 minutes in the 6 starts, the second most behind Alston. Griffin had a great game time high of 23 points in the Blue and Gold against Miami on Thanksgiving. Alston is second on the Explorers in the points with 64 points in 6 starts. The senior also leads the team in minutes played with 224 and rebounds, averaging 9.3 rebounds per game. In the same Miami game, Alston posted up her 2nd career triple-double. These Explorers have put up consistent numbers so far this season for the Blue and Gold. So hopefully they will be able to help the team beat Dayton. Be sure to tune in to the live coverage on GoExplorers.com to see if LaSalle can extend their winning streak and take down their A10 rivals on Sunday, December 4th at 2 p.m. For SportsLine, I'm John Vidal.
Solid. Now, I bring you my predictions for these other games. So let's get into it for Picks of the Week. All right, so no, pick number 1. I'm going middle of the road finish for swimming and diving at the Bucknell Invitational on December 2nd. And you know what? I'm looking at you, Dimitri, Sam Otala, Dylan Urasits, and Jakub Bartoszewicz. And you know what? These guys, they're basically beating any competition that they're facing. And the thing is, they are in all these short-term races, you know, the 50, they got the 200, 500, like all these very quick, and they're killing it. But know what we need right now, though? We also need Matthias Glanesk. You know what? We know you went to nationals. You're a bit tired now, but I need you to strap on that swim cap, and I need you to get it back in that pool, and I need you to do good things.
Strap on those swim caps.
Yeah.
Swim caps.
But, yeah. But what do you think about the swimming and dive team as they go into this Bucknell Invitational?
You know, I'm feeling really good. They're coming into this really confident because they had a really, really great showing at Penn. They're confident enough at this point. It's not they didn't have great performances, but they had a lot of individual wins, which is it's just great to see for the men like that. You just can't help but feel good going into your next match after you're coming off.
And
a lot
Penn
of wins.
is one of the most difficult teams to face off against, not only just in Philadelphia, but just the nation. They are scary. And so the fact is, you know, you have Sam Otala winning those, and he's like a sophomore, props. And so that brings me to pick number 2, which is men's basketball versus Villanova on December 6th. We don't know what's going to happen. Nova is 7-0 right now. They demolished Penn. Maybe we'll win. I'm just terrified of seeing Chris Jenkins and Josh Hart match up against our Explorers. I'm picturing Pookie Powell trying to dunk on Josh Hart or something like that. But hopefully, the thing is, I want to see something that looks a little bit like last year's number 25 Dayton upset midseason. That was the highlight, I think, of the season last year, which is sending those gosh dang Flyers just back to Ohio. Yeah, wherever they are. But the thing is, Villanova, you know, so much hype around them. Every middle school kid has like a Villanova hat and like an Under Armour jacket on. It's like, you know what, grow up. You're gonna be wearing Explorers next year, yeah. And so then finally, pick number 3, I'm calling win for women's basketball versus Penn on December 7th. And you know what? This is a balanced team for us to take on. Penn is only 2-3. We've played way more games. We're 3-4. We're starting to sync up. Alston, Griffin, Owens, and just beat up those punk Quakers because you know what? we need to destroy Penn in something. We just need to win something in the Big Five.
Okay.
That's all I think I want for Christmas this year. So Santa, if you're listening, I want Big Five wins, and I want them now. Yeah.
You know what? I agree. Women's basketball, we're on a roll right now. We're doing really well as far as just putting ourselves in a good position for the rest of the season. We have no idea how this is going to go. They started off pretty strong last year, and
well, it's tough because the thing is, like, with the transition between like the kind of team that was the Alicia Cropper, the Indigo Dickens, there's been basically 2 years buffer in between. Now we're finally seeing these things pay off, and I think you're finally seeing somebody like Amy Griffin finally get comfortable in that leadership role. Seeing Jasmine Alston really just look like a boss out there, and the thing is, as now we're kind of going into the season. Last year we didn't have a win in that season until December, and we were playing some pretty crummy teams. And so the thing is, our schedule, I think that this is our opportunity to, maybe just get up there a bit in the A-10. So,
okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jake. Well, we've been talking a lot of basketball recently with both teams warming up for the season, but there is one Explorer that we need to remember. Our assistant producer, Helen Stars, lost her father in October. Michael Stars was a proud 1988 alum of LaSalle University and was a fiercely loyal basketball fan. Helen and her father often went to games together, even when she wasn't an Explorer yet herself. He was also a dedicated fan of LaSalle TV, especially Sports Talk Philadelphia. He loved what the students produced, especially when Helen was a part of it. This has been an especially hard time for Helen and her family, but Helen, we love you, and we are just so sorry for your loss. But please know that you have a whole team of Explorers right behind you. We really love you.
So that wraps us up for us this week. So for John, Steven, and our entire SportsLine team, I'm Jake Smolensky.
And I'm Anna Gomez. Thanks for joining, and we will see you at the game.